Hey guys.
Hello.
Where does it say it at anyway? You changed it.
Changed what?
Is nobody in here? Or doesn't it pop up right there?
I don't know. If you're in here, hit the likey button and comment. Oh, there it is, right there. 0 people.
Okay.
Because we're cool like that. So, anyways, if you're watching this after the fact, what's new around here?
Follow that.
We got
There we go.
2 new calves, but we did some videos on that. But if you didn't see that, we got 2 new calves hanging around.
Hey, Stephen and Angelica.
We got homesteading with the laws on here, and if you guys are into milling your own lumber or want to, they do a lot of that. So, and he also live streams. Let me shut that door.
Man, it's hot in here.
I heard one car go by a mile away.
I left the heater on in here a little too high. I'm cooking. Not yet.
They don't have names yet, Angelica. Put that link in there again if anybody wants to jump on.
It's on the top.
There is a link if anybody wants to jump on the panel, but no, they don't have the calves. Don't have any names yet. I did a video.
Why are you looking at me?
It hasn't been edited, asking people to name the calves. So I think we're going to do a naming contest.
Why do you look at me like that? You didn't even send me the video.
You didn't ask for it.
I didn't know you did.
So I think what I want to do.
Is it?
I think what I want to do to get people involved in naming those calves, because those calves are going to stick with us. So what I want to do is make a custom one-off hoodie. Just a one random hoodie, that one of a kind, and give it away to whoever can name them. But I got to get that video out. So probably it'll go along the lines of put your suggestion in here. And then if, like say we have 12 suggestions, we'll pick like 3 or 4 names that we like. Or 20 suggestions, we might pick 6 or 10 or however many. And then we'll do a poll and another video on the names that we pick out of those. And whoever wins, then they will get a custom hoodie. That's what I was kind of thinking. So we don't have
2 problems with that. You're putting me up for more work.
We can just get on the Octopus shirt maker website and put an image on there and just drop ship it somewhere.
He's gonna do all that.
I can do that.
We didn't run this.
I can't
by anything.
Video right now? Yeah.
You didn't run that part by me.
So I can do that part. I can't edit a video, but I can definitely have a hoodie made.
Ooh, that's on record now. I can't wait to see this. It's gonna be funny. The other problem is that one of their mamas don't even have a name.
HB. I like that name.
It's not a name.
Share your tag HB.
I joke around and call her Harriet Beth, but I don't like the name Harriet because that's the mean lady off of Little House on the Prairie.
She's a very gentle mama cow. She's not.
What could name her? Hagar. Or is that a boy or is that a guy or girl in the Bible? Well, anyway. Hey, Jennifer. Still like, I don't know if Dakota told you. I told him to tell you, but I got those seeds. I always forget to check our P.O. box, and I don't know how long they were sitting there. Usually my email will give me like a notification if I have a package or some kind of mail coming in, which it does for our house, but I didn't get one for the P.O. box. So I don't know how I'm sitting there, but I did get them. So thank you very much for those. Appreciate it.
Steven said you're not supposed to name the food. Hey, these 2 are heifers. Now, if it would have been, so the Dexter that was AI'd to a Wagyu cow, if it had been a bull calf, it would have just, got called the Wagyu bull calf probably, and it would have definitely been on the butchering block.
Well,
Hello,
even
Lori.
hey Lori, but even our steers kind of have names though.
I don't really have
Well,
a name. I mean
the white-
Augie, but we didn't name Augie.
Oh, we didn't
Somebody
name
else
Augie,
did.
but then the boys named the other two Hamburger and Steak, which the one we lost, but we still have the one. I guess the only one that doesn't have a name is the other steer that's over there, Josh Molina's. I call him Socks because he's got two white.
Angelica, are you going to eat the animals after you name them, or are you just going to name them and keep them as pets?
Hey, John.
Did you ever get a deer, John, during rifle season?
My thing's echoing. I need to leave out to bring me a charger. My phone's about to die.
So, if you guys haven't, go ahead and hit that like bell. It would surely help us, especially since we haven't done a live in a few weeks.
See, there'll be food with names. That's what ours. Oh,
John,
we ate
Deer.
Dozer, and then we ate John and Deer. We ate Dozer, and then we ate Atlas. They did have names. I guess the red steers didn't, but
we only ate Atlas though because hay was $140 a bale, and we didn't have any hay, so we had to cut back on animals, and we didn't need bull. Kind of wish we wouldn't eat them, but that was insane. I'll never buy hay that late again.
did not. They were way too crafty and nervous at the end of rifle season. Man, I took Rylan out almost every day. I think we missed like 3, maybe. Oh, wait, I did. We took him out. I probably took him out like 8 times, and we only saw 1 buck. It's pretty wild. We went on private land.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 things going on towards the end of rifle season. You got deer that have been shot up all over the countryside, and then you also got the fact that the rut's winding down. So their daylight activity drops significantly. So you really got to get close to wherever they're sleeping and bedding, So it gets a little more challenging towards the second. And rifle season in Oklahoma was a few days later than normal. So there's a few things going on there. But if Riley could have shot further than 50 yards or so, which he did get a shot at. He did get a shot at a doe, but Shayla got a little excited. She must have had buck fever.
No, I was buck. It was a doe.
I know, but it's the same principle.
Well, I was trying to video, so I was looking through my phone, and we literally had 9 minutes until the last minute he could shoot. And so it was a combination of the poor lighting and looking through my phone. I thought she was there was 2 sections. I thought she was up at the closer one. So I said, and Rylan does not talk very much when he's hunting. I'm like, do you have her in the scope? He's like,
hey, look,
totally ignoring me.
Look who's in the basement here. What the heck just happened?
Just click. You're editing his name.
I can change his name.
Yeah, you're going to make.
No. Don't change my name.
I can't hear you, but I see him laughing about something.
He said, no,
You
don't
can't hear me.
Why can't I hear him?
You probably muted him.
I'm good on mine.
Yeah.
Our computer.
Yeah, the host.
Our volume's off our
There you
computer.
go. So, yeah, you had me muted. You was trying to change my name.
Oh, I guess we never need it. Yeah, but is that gonna make him echo?
I don't know. Let us know if there's a bunch of background noise and echo.
Hey, everybody.
I'll do that. We normally use a mic, don't we?
Normally.
Or whenever we did the panel before.
Yeah, kind of.
Justin's down there in the basement too.
I
Oh,
see
look at
that.
he's got his trophy. He's got his trophy wall up. He's gonna make all of us feel insignificant with his trophies.
I'm trying to get it where there's some lighting where you might be able to see me.
I'd have to just go do a walk around with my trophy room in here, or just what's in the living room.
I've only got 2 deer that I consider trophies for me, and they're in. I got a whole pile of racks in the shop.
That's right.
I'm online, Carter.
But
My kids hadn't talked to me all night, and I got on here, and here they both come.
Sounds great. My trophy room's at the archery shop.
Yeah, old Bowen. Hello, Miss Laurie. I see you there. Anybody that I missed while I was muted?
But what were we talking about? Your hunt with Rylan. So Rylan got a chance at a doe, which we're going to take him out here on the holiday season coming up. But he got a chance. But Shayla was explaining her buck fever.
It's not, but
doe fever.
No, it's more like Rylan doesn't talk. I'm like, do you have him in the scope? And it's dead silence. Get him in the scope, or her. Get her in the scope. You got her in the scope. Follow her. He's just crickets. And I'm like, Rylan, if you get her in the scope, tell me, and I'll mouth at her and stop her. He's like, okay. So under the panic of trying to figure out whether he has her in the scope and where she's at, the lighting and my phone, it's a little too far. But at least he missed her completely and didn't even get a bad shot. So, but this time the deer will come up. He'll have a lot closer shot on her this time.
Hopefully.
Well,
they've been going through. If we hunt enough, then they'll come through. They've been on camera pretty much every night since we set the cameras out the other day.
Hey,
Jess, are you gonna take some does during the holiday season, or are you done filling your freezer?
I think you was asking if I was. We've pretty much got freezers full, but we've got some friends who's asked us for some deer, so wouldn't surprise me if we'll still take another one or two.
Yeah, lots of deer up in that side of the country.
There's a few of them up in this area.
Where are you at?
Northwest Oklahoma.
Northwest Oklahoma. Okay.
Yes, sir. In between Enid and Fairview.
Yeah.
Look, we got invited this weekend to go hunt in some prime time hunting, like in the middle of some of these big refuges. It's I think 1,000 or 1,200 acres. That's private land, and I'm telling you, did not hardly seen a couple bucks chasing, but besides that, it got so hot this weekend, and the wind was blowing so hard. We pretty much fought mosquitoes and wiped sweat. That's about all we done, and enjoyed company cooking at night at the camp.
Now, are you in Louisiana?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I just got back from Alabama from hunting there with a friend. We grew up here coon hunting together in Oklahoma, and he's invited me to come to Alabama. It was actually cold down there this time, though. Last year it was 80 degrees whenever I was down there.
Ooh, yeah. It was 70, I think 73 here this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Was that on private land or public?
When I went to Alabama, I was on private land. The land that's right beside him, and I don't understand all of it, but I think it is private, but it's all rented by hunting clubs is the way I understand. And even whenever you go to check your deer in online, it wants to know if you're on private land, if you're on public, if you're on a hunting club land. So I think he's surrounded by hunting clubs.
Yeah. Yeah, so that GMA on Okmulgee that we hunted on the family hunt, it had a hunting lease that somebody had next to it that I was really thinking about going back and bow hunting next to it because they had food plots and feeders on it. Man, I bet you they're drawing the deer over from this GMA. So you could probably find something fairly close to their fence line. But you could tell they were really putting a lot of effort into drawing the deer on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jennifer, look, I wish it was 28 here. I'm telling you, I am sick of the hot weather. I mean, it's
been
almost Christmas here, and we've only had, I think, 3 days that it's even got down below freezing.
Great.
I ain't whining. Ain't no whining. I just wish. I mean, I wish you would. I mean, it's made this year. The hunting has been horrible.
Well,
Like we was over all this weekend. We heard 3 shots, and I'm telling you, when I tell you where we was at, like they got pictures of 170s, and just nothing. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I went up last Friday up there in Justin's area and hunted some public land. And man, the deer sign was really good, but like he had kind of warned me, there was a bunch of quail hunters and stuff been in the area. So quail and
Party's over.
they're still there somewhere, but
Yeah.
you'd almost rather be out there like 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday when they're really kicking them up and moving them, you know.
Mm-hmm. The private land right now is overrun with them because most of them's pushed out of the wildlife area from all the extra hunters of the quail hunters, the pheasant hunters, the rabbit hunters. But like I say, the party's kind of over on the deer hunting, but those deer still go out there, but they get pushed right back to the private pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's for Justin.
Well, that's the thing where we was at. It was surrounded. That 1,200 acres we're hunting in was surrounded by 80,000+ acres of public federal hunting land, and it was a rifle hunt there this weekend. A draw. You have to be drawed to hunt there. I'm telling you, we heard 3 shots. We even went out and went hog hunting last night. We walked 200, probably 200 and something acres. We walked around over, I don't know how many hours we walked. Never seen a hog. And I'm telling you, the place is infested with hogs. And we've seen 1 deer with my thermal.
Yeah. What I like to do on our WMA that's close to the house, whenever it's really high wind, we got a river runs right through the center of it. So, like if it's a south wind, I like to sneak in on their furthest north side to the river as I can, and then use the river to slip up and down it. And the deer will bed with their backs to that river. That way they can escape.
I'm telling you, last night we walked probably about 1.5 miles on the river because it's so clean and clear. It's easy to walk. And across the other side is actually a closed area where there's no hunting allowed, period, except for two youth hunts a year and 1 handicap hunt a year.
Hey, what if you just sent some unarmed individuals over there to walk through that?
It would not be good if they catch you. If you don't get caught, I mean, it's all hunky dory.
I mean, I ain't talking about hunting it.
Well, that's what it don't matter. That's what I'm saying.
Have a camera with you.
The bird, you're just bird watching.
Yeah. Well, you can go bird watch during the daytime, but you better not be there at 1 o'clock in the morning like we were, and be on that side.
Lori, you're asking a question about Northwest Oklahoma. The mule deer typically are further west of me. Every once in a while, there'll be somebody get a picture of one, say within 10 miles of here. But it's pretty rare. I've actually had a picture of elk before, but that was even more rare. But one of the schoolboys over here killed a bull elk 2 or 3 years ago during that youth season. And Dakota, it was actually right over there where you were hunting at. You were within striking distance of him.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Weatherford, Oklahoma, and there were bull elk on the South Canadian River just by Hydro. There was a few bull elk and a handful of cows in there, and the wildlife department actually went in and shot them because they didn't want them. They were actually starting to have calves and stuff in there, and they didn't want them They didn't want their population growing there, so they just shot them out.
Mm-hmm.
Got one what?
But that South Canadian River over there is big. The river bottom's miles wide. So they could, if you give them a few years, they could get an established herd down there.
I thought someone shot one like north of it.
Dakota, did you see that Fast Draw just commented?
Fast draw.
Hey, Josh.
Right here, I used to go through there before it was a wildlife area.
Through the flats.
That's where I assume he's meaning. By the way, whenever I saw you and we went and ate supper, Rick and I, Fast Draw, he's the one who brought that pistol by, and he and I was having some fun, even though we couldn't hit what we was wanting to. We still had fun shooting.
Yeah, I watched that video. It got me wanting to shoot my 38. That it's a Victory model, so it was a military issue model back. I don't know what year it was made, but pre-World War II. So it'd be cool to do a little video. I like it, man. That Smith & Wesson. I think it's I think the model's like a Model 10 or something. Is the model nowadays. Same pistol they still make, but it's a slick little pistol. It's fun. Yeah, the flats over there are definitely an interesting place to hunt. I've never hunted anything quite like it.
Yeah.
Jennifer, don't include me in that. I love the hot. That cold crap.
I don't like it to get bitter cold, but it is hunting season right now.
Well, it does. It is
I mean,
true.
I need some cold because it's not. Let me tell you, it was so bad that yesterday evening I was sitting in a box stand. I don't hunt with a gun very often, but I went gun hunting yesterday because I didn't want to hang up in a tree as hot as it was. So I went and got in a box stand. I kicked my boots off and got down to a t-shirt. I didn't have nothing on. I'm sitting up in there sweating yesterday. That is nothing fun about deer hunting when you have to do it like that,
Hey, Trey.
Yes, sir.
You'd gripe if you was hung with a new rope.
I'm not griping. I'm just saying it just.
You know what? Among deer hunters in my area,
well,
what
we've
you're
seen that
talking
one
about
bus.
is
It's crazy.
Hey,
not
I
common.
had 2 fall calves born, and I wasn't complaining that the weather was pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had about 10 hit the ground the past 3 days, and this warm weather, it's been just right for it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really uncommon
Yeah.
for deer hunting in the wintertime anyway. Usually.
Can everybody else hear?
Area.
Is that Paul Case?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't hear him.
I hear him.
Yeah.
I hear.
Let me enunciate my words plainly and I'll speak louder. That's what they said would help my dad hear better. Nothing?
I know. Hi, pretty girl.
I can hear everybody but Paul, but I'm trying to read lips.
Foxy, come here.
Sometimes I move my lips and don't say anything, though. See, that's where
It's
we're
kind of
at.
weird. I had somebody email me the other day because they couldn't comment on a short. And Trey had that issue for a long time on my shorts. I don't know if it's.
And I still can't. On some of y'all's, every now and then, I can comment. But Jessica, my wife, she can't comment on any of mine. She can't on any of my shorts.
Count your blessings.
He was speaking, Jessica. He didn't mean that.
Hey, lately, I'm the king of asking stupid questions on a short, apparently, because I've asked why round bale feeders have to be round. And there's like 15,000 people have watched that little short. And I'm like, I've got 10 answers, I think. Some of them were smart aleck, a couple of them were foul, and I erased them.
That's funny. Yeah, Trey was out falling out of trees the other day, and I I know secrets about his whereabouts and his doings that Jessica might not be happy about.
No, she knows about that. She does know about that now. So,
Well, how are you? Are you going to live?
yeah, I actually went to the knee doctor today, and he told me that I was too young to be worried about knee replacement. But he told me that he wanted to try some. He gave me a cortisone shot in it today, and we've got to get the insurance to approve. They've got some type of gel shot injection they put in it. He said, depending on which one the insurance approves, it'll either be 1 shot, 2 shots, or 3 shots. And he said that a lot of times, more than not, it works for people. He said they've had some people go 8 to 10 months to where it helped take away the pain. But he said if it don't work on me, he said we'll just have to do the knee replacement. And it's just a matter. He said that their knee replacements are now good for 25 to 30 years. And I'm like, well, heck, by then I'll be old enough. I really won't care, but right now is what matters to me, being able to do. When I fell out that tree the other day, let me tell you, I sit there and wallowed around the ground for a minute and had to give some long thought on things. How stupid I was.
Now, do a little research on those cortisone shots because they will increase your cartilage deterioration.
It will, but the thing with it is I'm on the path to knee replacement, so all that's going to be cut out anyway.
Yeah,
it won't even be there. I'm looking. He told me he would like for me to make it to about 48. At least 48 before I had a knee replacement. So,
how old are you?
45.
45. Yeah.
45.
My wife just had both knees replaced.
How old is
she? Do what?
How old is she?
Same time,
Well, she's a cougar. She's 6 months older than me. She's 48.
Wait, Jessica, you a cougar. Jessica's 2 years older.
By the way,
days, won't they?
You know what happens to a cougar when they get old?
What's that?
They turn into a deaf leopard. But in all seriousness, her knee replacements went well, and she took those shots for a few years. I don't know everybody else might have already had this, but we've got a couple different insurances. One is Blue Cross Blue Shields, and the other is what they call Zero Card. And as long as the Zero Card is used, we don't have to pay anything. So she had to switch knee doctors, but the Zero Card, it made all of her knee replacements free. So,
Good.
Well, that's why I went in there today, because I've met my deductible and I done made my mind up. I've already talked to work, and I had everything set up. If he'd went in there today and said, "Yep, you need a knee replacement," which he did. Basically, that's what he said. I need a knee, but he said, "You're too young." He said, "I really don't want to do it until you just absolutely have to." But they done fresh x-rays today and stuff. And there's the inside of my left knee. It's bone on bone is where I'm at. And I have good days and bad days. I mean, I just went to the doctor today looking for something. So they put me on meloxicam, something like that. And it's really helped. It's kind of helped my whole body. But he told me today that I could double my dose that they had given me. Do it twice a day. So we're gonna see. They set it up for December I think it's December 31st, which is right after I work back off this time. They said it gives them time for the insurance to approve the shots and all that. So we're gonna try it. But yeah.
Well, I can tell you, Trey, you'll know whenever those knees need to be replaced, because you'll go out and you'll do something that you're used to doing, and you'll have to do a little bit more of it than normal, and you'll think you've got the flu for a week trying to get over it.
Oh,
let me tell you, I've already done it. I was trying to drag that 8-point out my son shot the other day, and I'm telling you, what it's done caused me to do is to more or less get so out of shape. Because we would drag, for one, I mean, I have to operate that hip. When I go to working real hard, it makes my right hip go to hurting. My left knee hurting, it goes making my, I guess because I'm kind of giving, with it. But yeah, compensating. And anyway, when I started trying to help him drag that deer out there today, and I couldn't walk but about 40, 50 yards, I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm rubbing my knee and trying to catch my breath all at the same time. I said, something's got to give.
So the other day when I was up there in Justin's area hunting, there ain't no trees that you can really get in 99% of that place. So I was just kind of scrunched up behind like one little tiny hackberry tree. And I was just kind of squatting there. I was alternating from sitting on my knees, and man, all day today, my knees were aching from that. I was only out there for a couple hours, and my knees hurt all day. I used to be able to just sit there for 10 hours in the deer woods like that and not have a problem. So it's definitely catching up.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my mama had both her knees replaced. My mama's had both of her knees replaced, and I'm on the path to both of them. And 2 of my 3 kids has had knee issues. I guess it's something hereditary in the situation, I don't know if it's, I don't know.
Yeah, working hard comes hereditary, like it does. Yeah, overworking, working past quitting time, working a job, then going home and working on a farm.
Yeah,
that's all hereditary stuff right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm going to quit all that work. I don't want to hurt.
That's what does it.
Yeah.
Lucky it don't hurt you. Both got torn shoulders and torn knees.
I think the Army was probably the biggest thing that really messed me up. Was they like to do those battalion runs and stuff where you got 1 million people running. So everybody, if you just run a constant speed, it wouldn't be a bad deal. But you make a turn or you come to a stop and everybody slinkies, everybody slows way down and then speeds up. So you're like chopping your feet for, you'll be running for an hour and a half, and that constant just
yo-yo
running in an awkward position is just terrible for you.
Or carrying 2 square bales same time. It'll do it. If you do that
an alfalfa
consecutively for 600 times every evening. Or 4 or 5 gallon buckets. Why I ever thought I needed to carry all 4 of them at the same time. Fewer trips.
That's right.
I noticed Shayla's slowing down on that nowadays. She used to think that she had to try to carry as much as possible, but after hurting her neck and shoulder and different stuff, she doesn't do quite as much of that anymore.
I used to think wheelbarrow might be the fix. Now I think skid loader. If it can't be done with the skid loader, I'm not sure the cleaning up's happening,
I just make my own wagon to haul out there.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, where are you from?
So
I'm extreme northeast Oklahoma.
Extreme northeast.
Yeah, I live on the Missouri-Oklahoma state line, and I'm just 3 miles south of the Kansas-Oklahoma state line.
You must be right by Southwest City, Missouri.
No, I'm
there you go, Missouri. Thank you.
Are you by Chelsea?
Oh, you guys just hurt my head. The company I used to grow chickens for is based in Southwest City, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons. You can't drive through Southwest City, Missouri, and not know where Simmons is.
Okay. Well, I've got a friend who bought a sale barn over there, and they sell horses a couple times a month. They sell cattle a couple times a month, saddles, pickups, everything you could think of.
In Missouri?
In Missouri. Good friend of mine I grew up with right down the road here from where I live, but they just bought that this last year. It's called Cooper's Southwest Stockyards, Cooper Southwest Stockyards, something like that.
Mhm.
He needs a scale. I know a guy.
Do what? Oh, they need a scale. Yeah. Need a scale figured out. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually bought some cattle from him from over there because he still lives out here to Fairview, and they've hauled him back. I told him just to put some trucking on there, and I took a horse over there, the one that spilled me last year or 2 years ago by now. They sold it for me. The people that bought it's using it for trail rides and shooting guns right off of it, just like I was, but it like to killed me, so I'm glad to be rid of it.
What made it do that?
You tell me.
How long did you have it before it did it?
Yeah, there you are. Cooper Southwest City Auction Services, LLC. Yep. Yeah.
Y'all know where that's at?
So Josh said from
right
Roots Outdoors, is our freezer full yet? Actually, we've got a lot of freezer space because we've been going through our beef really fast, and we've got a lot of deer to finish processing, but it's all ready. So what I do is I remove all the fat and silver skin, and then I brine it in a lightly salted ice bath, and then I drain off all that blood water at least once and refill it. But I had so much deer at once. Normally we run it through a really cheap meat grinder, and we just bag up 25 or 30 pounds at a time. Well, because Shayla and Levi shot 2 deer each, I had way more than I wanted to run through that grinder. So I just froze all that. So probably what I'm going to do is take it all to my processor this time.
Yeah.
We have
So-
6. Rylan will most likely shoot a doe.
Yeah, surely Rylan will get a doe here in the holiday
Still bow
season.
hunting.
I want to, and I'm really
I
thinking
wanna
about buying a
go.
Tacticam and a GoPro, and trying to shoot at least one deer with my bow this year on camera. Just a doe.
The processor you use, does he stuff your burger in tubes?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really liked that whenever we first got that, and it was easier for them. But the longer I use them, the less I like them, and we've been using them a long time. They don't have no date on them.
That's the way mine is there.
And
Yep.
that package has got to be the hardest thing in the world to get to thaw out in a store. I don't know.
Yeah. So the flat ones like Justin's holding do thaw
Yeah.
out about 10 times faster.
Yeah, that's what our people use is what he's holding there.
Yeah.
These are 2-pound packages, and I've been taking them to a new processor this year at Hennessy. I cut them up, basically take him the meat, 30 to 50 pounds of meat, depending on whatever sex and size of the deer. He's been charging me $50 to grind it up and package it. I take the back strap out of it myself. So hindquarters, he makes me a few round steaks out of there. And a few roast, and the rest of it's all ground. But to me, $50 in packaging like that's a good deal. I'm going to keep doing that.
Yep.
Union City used to do it like that. And I actually like their packaging. They had really tight little square. They were, I don't know how they got them so uniform, but they were just so square that you could stack it all in the freezer. Like the one we used over here for a while, I hated it. When they
They were all
packaged them, they
different
would just
shapes and
mush
sizes.
out, and you couldn't pack it all, and they were all lopsided, and that drove me nuts.
But I could probably get my processor to package it like Justin Cohen if I just asked him to. I really like the guy I use. He's up in Adair, so he's closer to Paul than he is me. But like I've had bad experiences with a couple local people, so I drive my stuff all the way to Adair.
Yeah.
If I keep a guy and I raise an animal for 2 or 3 years, that's where I'm going to take it.
Yeah. Mr. Johnny said they processed all theirs. We processed the first one that my son killed this year, but the other 2, I got busy and I just told him he wanted some specialty stuff. He wanted some beef jerky and beef sticks and summer sausage. And I said, just take them 2. So while I was at work last time, he went and dropped them off the processor. Well, sure is a whole lot cheaper to process them myself.
Yeah, yeah.
We've done it every
Well,
year. But
I really need to invest in a bigger grinder. Like, I'm really kind of looking at the Meet Your Maker. I don't know if you guys have been seeing that brand pop up a lot, but Academy sells them.
Oh, we're way behind.
And if I were to push their product on my YouTube channel, they do like a 7% commission. Like if people will buy it through your link or whatever.
Mhm.
So it could be okay if my video did well. You know, it depends on how good your video did. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Shayla hit on the thing else I don't like about those round packages. You can't get them to stay like in a freezer above your refrigerator. And so all of our meat's going to get packed into used boxes so it'll stay in there. Picking outfits want to roll out and hit you on the foot. That ain't funny.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
I usually try to stack all those in the door.
Mhm.
I saw Jennifer commented that us old folks is talking about knee replacements, spine damage now, she says. When I hit 40, Jennifer, I had an open heart surgery, heart attack, quadruple bypass. I've had about 15 broken bones since then. And then finally, my wife, she's had the trouble. I blame most of my wife's trouble on that broom she flies around all the time, but she's still cooking for me, so I'm not going to complain to her too bad. And she's got pizza ready. I've had fun, you guys. Shayla, I want to say this. I really enjoyed the videos. Turn that record button on next year. I want to see you shoot your deer.
Oh, Ryland was videoing, but he was so excited he missed it. But
Yeah, it happens.
Well, one thing I would say is like Ryland was like actually, you know, I kept asking him if he wanted to hunt deer and stuff, and he was like, not really. You know, he was acting like he really had no interest in it. But when Shayla got him out there and he got in the stand, like the first morning, I just put them in. Like I didn't care what deer they seen. I didn't care if it was a big deer. I didn't care if it was a button buck. I didn't care. I was like, we had a camera out there, and I was like, they're gonna sit in the highest probability to see a deer. And right off the bat, a little buck, like a little 4-point, comes by like what, 10 feet, 12 feet from y'all.
Yeah.
So I think that made it really real for him. Like, wow, this is neat, you know, getting out here and nature, getting this close.
They were so excited when I shot the deer too.
That was a really
Especially when I
special
got
hunt.
two.
I haven't had a hunt that was that fun. I didn't kill anything. All I got to do was skin deer and tornadoes till 2 o'clock in the morning. But
Yeah, only in Oklahoma.
but that hunt was like, it was kind of like I remembered shooting my first deer, is what it felt like.
It was fun. Hey, Johnny.
Jennifer,
Miss Johnny said he got the shot.
Johnny has a commercial grinder. Yeah, I do try to keep my eyes open. I'd like to have like an old Hobart or something that, you know, that's basically for grinding an entire cow. That would be very ideal for me. But we've probably put about 15 deer and some pigs and other stuff through a Harbor Freight $35 grinder. You know, it's more than paid for itself.
Well, my cousins used to do meat processing at a facility that is in the middle of our place basically now. And they had what you're talking about there. Theirs was a commercial, big, and I'm pretty sure it was a Hobart brand. It had a packager on the end of their grinder that would lay that hamburger out in a flat pack that was about 1.5 inches thick, maybe 8 inches by 8 inches or something like that, to where all you had to do is wrap it in butcher paper and you was done. And that size of a piece of hamburger probably thought out as good as anything we had ever had from frozen in a skillet.
Good
Anyway,
night, Bowen.
I know you think you got to cut out quick, but I've got to cut out and go get ready for some other things that's happening this evening. glad to get to come on here. And this is the only time you'll hear me say bye because I hate long
What?
goodbyes and no story. Sorry. Thanks. See you guys later.
Bye. Come on.
You know what? I didn't tell a story and y'all laughing anyway.
I can't believe he said bye. He never says bye anymore.
Dakota, Shayla, Trey, adios.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for coming on. Go check
Hey,
this out.
Thanks for the invite. I got to go eat some pizza, and we got a mean card game fixing to happen.
Uh-oh. He gone.
Yeah. You guys go check out Justin's channel if you haven't. He's got some. That guy he's pretty talented at recording his hunts. If you guys haven't seen his rifle season hunt opening morning, he got into his stand. Before he got into his stand, he was walking up to his stand and had 2 nice bucks fighting in front of his stand. Still had the composure to get all of his cameras out and get them set up before the sun came up, and the deer was around long enough and came right underneath the stand, and he takes it with a lever action.
Wow.
I would not have got a single camera out of the bag, and I might have shot it before the sun come up. If you go see the deer he took, you'd know what I'm talking about. I probably wouldn't have looked at my phone to see what time it was, to be honest. If I could have seen it, it probably would have been game over.
I thought that's the way it's supposed to be. If you can see it, it's legal.
Yeah. Especially on private land.
Yeah. I mean, without any kind of artificial light, I mean, if you can see it, I mean, it ought to be legal.
Whenever I was a kid, I didn't even know anything about shooting hours. I just knew if I could see it or I couldn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Ain't no telling how many of them I shot 15 minutes before the sun was legally up. If it was standing 10 yards in front of me and I could see it, it was probably dead.
Yeah, that what Mr. Johnny said right there, shooting deer because of camera light. I'm telling you, that's the one thing that is so bad about the GoPros. And I'm sure it's a lot of those cameras. Right at dark. I mean, I've had to get some of my footage that I've got on my bow hunts from my cell phone because the GoPros is just dark. I mean, I can still see, plenty good, but like with the GoPro, it looks dark. You'd think I was in there hunting in the pitch black dark, and I can get my phone out and video the whole deal.
I'm thinking about just buying a couple extra cell phones and using those.
Yeah. I mean, the cell phones, especially some of these better phones, they've got some really, really good cameras on them.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get with what's his name? Who's got that creepy camera?
Oh.
What's his name?
James Hall.
Yeah,
James
James.
Hall. Hey, we could his camera, you could film a hunt from 1,000 yards away.
Yeah. I mean, I was all proud of my camera at Pinecone Fest because I could zoom in and see the house really clear. And then he sat over and zoomed in, and he could have seen what the people was watching on their TV.
He zoomed in. Hey, look, they already got a Christmas tree in their living room.
Yeah.
Calling you out, Amy.
Huh? I'm going to bed. Oh, yeah. Amy ain't going to bed. Came out in the Yep.
Yeah, like a bonehead, I knew I should have had my camera ready on my phone when Levi got his deer during gun season. Literally, I had just filmed the doe standing up, and I was like, well, she's up and about. There might be a deer out. I look away for like 5 seconds, and his buck just comes sprinting in. And I'm like, oh, good buck, shoot it. Boom. And there was like no time. We were kind of back in the woods because, we had to kind of audible because the doe was out in the field. So we couldn't really just walk up where we normally would hunt. And limited opportunity, if that buck would have went by, we might not have seen it again,
Yeah, that's what I said. It's one of them deals. I mean, you gotta make decisions when you're trying to film a hunt, and I didn't got now. When I get up in a tree, I got cameras. I saddle hunt, So I got bow hangers in there, and I got cameras clipped to the bow hangers trying to make all this work. You know how hard it is to film in a tree when you're saddle hunting? I mean, it's easy if I was in a box stand or something, you know, or on the ground or maybe even a lean-to. But when you're saddle hunting, there's nothing stationary there.
I really need to get a saddle.
Have you seen the well, not a tripod, but the camera holders that screw into the tree?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about, but the problem gets in some of these when you're going and you're already toting the weight in. You're just adding more.
Oh, you're talking about like
yeah, on my public land. I got private land, but I don't hunt private land. I normally leave the private land for my kids to go hunt.
Yeah,
you know, I do go and hunt some, but
realistically, lots of times public land's got better opportunity than private because you limit yourself so much on private. Whereas public's thousands of acres, you know, on private, you know, if you ain't got the deer, you ain't got the deer. But on public,
well, our private has been different this year. Normally, you could go over and hunt our private, and as far as deer, it's nothing to sit there and see 15, 20 deer a hunt, sometimes more. Now, you may not big rack bucks is, of course, like anything. You're not going to see them like that, but does and little small deer, but man, this year has been totally different over there. I don't know what I haven't even, my camera hadn't been sending me pictures, and I hadn't been over there to even go check on my camera. I figure a squirrel or something tried to climb up, and I have a solar panel that's on that one. It probably unplugged my solar panel.
I'll tell you what's fixing to come up in our channel, some trapping. I put out a camera, a cell cam, on private land, trying to figure out when the does were coming in for Ryland, and every evening about the time the deer should be coming in, I had something crawl like a possum or a raccoon crawling up on my camera and sleeping on it. I'll get nothing but pictures of fur all night long. I'm like, what is going on? They're fixing to get
the coons over in my private land is horrible. I mean, I bought that new feeder. It's keeping them off of it, but they stay on the ground. When the corn hits, they're getting it. Now, Mom and Daddy's, the land that they have over here, where I got them fixed up, they got squirrels. The squirrels are chewing the feeders up, the motors.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do a catch, clean, and cook. Shayla's going to be the taste tester for my raccoons.
You've made raccoon before.
No, I have not. Beaver. I cooked beaver one time. I would like to redo beaver. Now that I have a pellet grill, I would like to redo beaver.
Yeah, I ain't never eaten no beaver. They say it's pretty good, but
it's real red like deer meat.
But the only time I've ever tried to eat coon, I didn't like it. Now Bowen, he cooked some coon the other day, and he said it was good. But we have to take his word for it. But he said it was good.
What the other day?
Raccoon.
Oh,
raccoon, yeah.
Yeah. You know, raccoons wash their food before they eat it. They eat a lot of.
Should have ate it, Johnny.
They eat a lot of hackberries. They eat lots of crawfish and mussels, and you know, relatively speaking, a raccoon's diet. You know, they're omnivores, kind of like a bear. Their diet is somewhat clean, you know, compared to like a possum. A possum relies on finding something dead, or it would die.
Mr. Paul, let me tell you, the last few years at my spot where the coons are so bad, he's talking about if the deer and the coons would high five. Let me tell you, I have tons of pictures of all the deer and all the other coons sitting under my feeder looking up. And there's this one coon hung upside down, holding on to the feeder, spinning the motor, knocking all the corn out. So they all was liking each other there. Wasn't no high fiving going on, but they was wanting to. They would just sit there and eat all they wanted.
So Bowen, how do you cook your raccoon? You might have to. I didn't see the video. Did he have a video up? Did he do a recipe?
He was doing a live, and I hadn't even went back to see if he done the finished video. He was talking about he was going to do a video and try it.
Johnny said he's seen a bear.
Dead bear, just like the bear.
He said I found a dead bear while hunting.
So
Crazy.
our WMA, that's just a few miles as the crow
Closest
flies
to us.
from us, the wildlife biologist did say that there's confirmed bears on it. So we got
Small bear.
We got bears in our area.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy that had a picture of one that we were about 98% sure it was a bear. But you know how trail cameras can be sometimes at night.
They done in Louisiana this year, they done the first ever drawed hunt for bear. We're getting enough bear here now. And they done 10. The very first bear that was killed weighed I think it was 500 or 520 pounds and was 20 years old.
No, that's a big
one. Yep. So I am finna jump off here. It's 8:57. I've got to go get because it's rain getting real close here, and I've got my bow and my hunting stuff is still out in the back of my truck out here. So I've got to go get it out before I start.
Before Jessica gets on you about running that fancy bow you just bought.
Oh, it's in a case now. It's in the case, but it is in back of the truck. So, but anyway, I'm gonna jump off, and I appreciate y'all letting me jump on with y'all. And of course, I'll be live in a few.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go live in a few.
Praise Live or Louisiana Light.
Yep. So y'all come on whenever y'all finish up with y'all jump over, and I'm gonna share the link out in a little bit. Y'all can jump on or whatever. If any of y'all want to. So, but anyway, I'm finna go right now because I got to go get this out. I got like a few minutes. We'll see y'all.
Bye.
We'll see.
Bye, guys.
Johnny had a bear on camera for 4 hours.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. Now, I didn't know if they would hibernate in Oklahoma or not. I mean, our winters are so mild. I bet it's pretty.
He didn't even need it.
What?
So he was joking.
What?
We're really going to eat it. He said, I'm kidding, but yes, there was live in a video. Is he talking about the coon? He didn't really barbecue it?
But so you know, I always kind of wondered, do bears truly hibernate in Oklahoma with our mild winters? Or, you know, I guess, you know, it's probably off and on. They probably do, but they may.
Probably not this year.
There'd be no reason to hibernate.
Tony, you should skin it out and make a coon cap. If you didn't get rid of it already.
So like when a bear hibernates, my understanding is they eat a bunch of stuff that basically plugs up their.
I thought you were talking about
their butt or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but I always heard that they basically eat a bunch of stuff, plugs them up, and then they don't.
He said they do
defecate
hibernate
for the rest of hibernation.
I think I should be a bear. I could hibernate all winter.
You know, and maybe that explains a lot of the reason people don't see a lot of bears, because there's far less people in the woods in October than there is, you know, September and October than there is November and December.
He did eat it. I missed something earlier.
So, Bowen, how did you cook it? Did he say
barbecue?
Like low and slow
he
for
said
a long time.
8 out of 10.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna catch, clean, and cook.
What would you most?
And if I like it, I'll do it more.
What would you relate it to? What does it taste like the most? So we've eaten squirrel. We've had bobcat. We've had.
I'll catch, clean, and cook
beaver,
bobcat again too.
We've had carp.
Bobcat. I would do it again.
You need to quit burping on this. That's not funny. It smells awful. Been lurking while crocheting. Hey, Beth. What are you crocheting now? I'm gonna get back on my blanket. I was working on one, but
so I've actually been saying this for a couple years, Johnny, but I'm actually thinking about maybe going down to like Honobia or Three Rivers, one of those zones. I think both of those are open to black bear. But I've been kind of thinking about going down there and doing a archery hunt, like opening weekend of bow or a bear season, and seeing if I can't get one. I don't know if I'll be successful or not. They're pretty tough to hunt, but
could have went without knowing that, Johnny. I'm gonna be all creeped out looking at every hole I find.
so there's a lot of rocks down at Deep Fork. You know, like where
I know,
you
I
shot
get
that
freaked
little
out
buck a
because
few
there's a
years
mountain
ago.
lion
There
all
could
the time.
definitely there's actually a little cave, like almost a cave. Not
I
really,
know.
but-
I get freaked. That freaks me out. In the evening, I always get worried.
Hard to describe. Is it sweet, Bowen? Is the meat sweet?
Oh, a lap throws. Oh, okay. I think you're working on that before too. I've never completed anything that big, but I will. I just need to order a little bit more yarn. Hard to describe.
I want to know if it's sweet.
Well, his
Is
cousin
that
ate porcupine, and they loved it.
I would eat a porcupine. Although, so one time I was trapping whenever I was a kid, and I caught a porcupine, and I turned it loose. I threw my trapping pack over it, turned it loose, and for 2 seasons after that, I would encounter that porcupine kind of gimped up again, and it would like stand up on its back legs and look at me. I would walk up like 5 feet from it and look at it, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's the same porcupine." And then I would go my way, and it would go its way. Like it didn't get defensive. I don't know if it had the capacity to remember me or if it was just.
That's crazy. He just roped it. That's pretty neat. Not many people can say that.
I don't know if I'd want a bobcat on a rope. I'd rather have it in my hands than on a rope.
Well, we kind of have trap.
I've turned loose some bobcats. So I used to be a really good bobcat trapper, and I'd catch my limit, and if they were too small, I'd turn them loose. I'd turn loose 2 or 3 cats this season if they were young, if they were yearlings. Out of foot traps, not out of live traps.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. I caught a huge house cat in a trap one time, and I tried for 20 minutes to turn this thing loose, and I couldn't turn it loose. It was not a pet house cat. It was a wild one.
You need one of those.
I actually took it home and skinned it because it was very beautiful. It was like a Bengal cat, but it was huge. It was like a 25-pound house cat.
You need one of those like noose poles. That would have helped you
Catch
turn
pole?
it loose. Yeah, catch pole.
I'll probably buy one because there's been times when I've caught dogs and stuff that I need to turn loose and stuff, and it's always hard to get a hold of them. Sometimes they don't understand your helper.
garage shed. It killed the 20-foot loose. Oh, killed her tree.
We've got, not in this part of Oklahoma, but we have a lot of porcupines in western Oklahoma.
Did we catch that porcupine in western Oklahoma, or did we just see it while we were down there? That really big one down there in that canyon where that cave is at, and that was the meanest coon I ever seen. A big fat one. We set the tune out.
Probably.
Coon was like 40. Coon was like 40, 50 pounds.
I've caught some big coons. Shayla. So maybe we're going to do some trapping videos coming up soon. We just bought some supplies. I've got tons of traps. Probably take the kids out. Maybe the kids will do some videos on their channel, and we'll do some on ours. And but I'll have Shayla dig up some pictures of some of the bigger coons and cats I've caught over the years, and we'll kind of include them in like the intro or something. But trapping is very fun. I've caught some coons that were huge. Like I've caught 40-pound coons before. Prairie coons, actually. I call them prairie coons because I caught them up like in native prairie grass around a plum thicket patch. I was trying to catch bobcats and these big old prairie coons, I call them. Beautiful silverback coons.
Mm-hmm. Was he a roper, or did you just do it for fun? pretty impressive catching a bobcat on a rope, man. People can't get those steers. That'd be cool.
Johnny, I would say it's a good thing we don't have porcupines over here, because
grab
if
the
you
barrel.
ever have a dog or dogs, and that's just a magnet for them. Not that, I never went out of my way to shoot porcupines. I know a lot of people that did. I mean, they're native, they got their place, but definitely can
That
be
one
good
we turned loose was huge, from what I remember.
Oh, they get big, probably 20 pounds, 25, 30.
That thing was
But their
huge.
quills make them look like they're 50 pounds.
Is that what? Oh wait, you probably didn't have that on the live, I guess.
I'll tell you this: if I was to catch another porcupine, I'd probably try to eat it this time.
We've had them grab the barrel like that. Kind of makes me feel bad. A lot of the coons will chew their feet off. We've trapped a lot of coons that had chewed their foot off. Or
Yeah, that's the bad part about coon trapping is I hate to see them mangle themselves trying to get out. But it's part of it, I guess. It does a great service for some of the. There's no depredation of coons hardly anymore, with fur prices being relatively low. But it helps the turkeys and quail and all kinds of other critters. Coons are
Hubert,
very
hello.
voracious.
Porcupines. That was the only one I ever seen in the wild. It was just with him trapping at one time.
You've seen a bunch of black kettle up in the trees. They look like big old nests in the trees way up high
I'm
to the
talking
tops of
about
big
just
trees.
running around.
If you ever see something that looks like a furry ball in the top of a big cottonwood tree or something, it's in your west of I-35. It's probably a porcupine in Oklahoma.
Coons here size of bear cubs. Ours are pretty small.
Where were we driving the other night when we thought we seen a porcupine in the road? You asked what that was in the road, and I thought it was a porcupine.
Here?
It was somewhere around here.
I thought that was on our road, right down there.
It was
Or
somewhere.
that wasn't me. It was Levi.
It was somewhere around here. It looked
was
like
on
a
our
porcupine
road.
to me. It'd be a first if I seen one this far
I
east.
was trying to shoot me. It was trying to shoot me. Turn that barrel around on you. It's like they're begging for their life. It's kind of sad. They are tenacious for sure. I do live traps because my heart would hurt seeing just a paw. Yeah. One time we caught. What did we catch? That was crazy. We caught a squirrel.
Oh, I've got.
Then we came back, reset the trap with the squirrel. Then we came back and we caught a hawk. Or we had some hawk feathers in the trap or something. And then we came back and did we catch a bobcat after that? It was crazy. It was like 3 things.
It was a squirrel.
We
used the squirrel. We caught a squirrel. We used it as flagging. We hung it up above the set so that it would attract the bobcat. But it ended up attracting a hawk. So we showed up and the hawk was eaten. It was just the feet in the trap, and the hawk was eaten. I said, "Oh, now we got a cat.
Yeah.
Now we're going to catch the cat." So I reset the trap that night, and then I had a cat claw.
Oh yeah, we just had.
I caught him by the toe, and all I had was the claw, and I said, "Yep, I'll probably never catch that cat again." No. I educated him; he'll never fall for it again.
And then we caught a toe under that bridge out there.
But I have caught a few cats over the year missing toes. So when you catch a cat missing a toe, that's kind of like that's like shooting a banded duck if you're a duck hunter. You're like, yes, I outdid that other trapper, or maybe yourself in the past.
Probably.
But I've caught probably 4 or 5 cats missing toes over the years from traps. Cats are very sensitive. If they don't like the way your trap's bedded or what they're stepping into, if the pan moves too much or something, they'll jump out of the set before it goes off, and sometimes you just get them by the toe.
One roper just out messing around. One of the guys went to his house and got a wire down hook. He about messed himself when Had to jump the fence so close on it. Maybe that was his calling. Maybe he should have been a roper. Of course, some guys are all missing fingers, so maybe it's better off not doing that. As hard as coons are on any type of game, birds sing a paw would make me smile.
Yeah, our turkeys are not doing well in this state. I do know where some are on Okmulgee, but I'm hesitant to go in there. I want to take Levi out there and get him a turkey, but I hate to go shoot turkeys with the way our population's been going in this state. Boy, they're fun to hunt, though.
Are you gonna eat a possum if you catch it in your chicken coop?
Yeah. What else will you eat out of your chicken coop? What about a black snake? That might not be a bad idea. I like rattlesnake.
I don't feel that bad. Sometimes.
Hey, Johnny, the quail. So when I was up near Justin doing a little bow hunt the other day on Friday, I probably seen 30 quail in one group. I seen several pheasant. But now you go out to Black Kettle, everywhere we went there was quail.
Yeah,
Did you
I
see
saw a
quail
bunch
on the
of
unit
quail.
you hunted, 60 whatever unit that was?
Me and Rylan seen some.
You seen quail? We seen quail.
Yeah.
We had quail walk through our camp.
Don't tell everybody that. They don't shoot them.
They
Let 'em
go
grow
year to
back
year. They'll probably be non-existent next year and then back again 2 years later. But on the unit that we camped on, there was me and Levi seen at least 2 cubbies out there. We had a cubby come through the camp. Me and Levi seen 2 or 3 cubbies on the first unit we hunted in the morning, which was a separate unit. So the quail, man, it's so weird. It's year to year. Sometimes around where we're at, I'll see them on the county roads doing pretty good. It seems like every other year. But I think it's more than predators with quail, though. I don't know what it is.
Said I'll just eat just about anything. I've tried some weird things. I don't know about anything. Yeah, hear that.
They
Beans
need
and cornbread.
what they need is prairie grass. That's what the quail are missing is prairie grass. So Black Kettle has got some pretty good units of prairie grass, and they did get some rain in the springs. And prairie grass can do okay during droughts. This other grass, Bermudas and stuff like that, just they can't live in it. But Johnson grass, they can sort of live in it, but I think chiggers are worse in Johnson grass than they are prairie grass. So the chiggers eat the chicks. So they really just need their native habitat. I think that would be the biggest fix.
That and more people trapping.
Yeah,
Seem like
we need to find
your
one of
generation was like the last one. I don't hear anybody younger than us ever talking about.
Yeah,
trapping.
we just ran into a guy at Atwood's the other day about our age, and he was going to get his kid into trapping, and they were looking for 22 short bullets and stuff. But there's no 16, 17, 18-year-old kids running 25 traps like I did whenever I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can get Ryan or get Levi old enough to get his farm license, and him and Rylan can run around and trapping the county roads like I used to. Except I know way more people that would let me trap nowadays than I knew whenever I was a kid. People want those critters young now.
Mm-hmm.
People were still whenever I was in high school, people were still trapping and cats were bringing good money. So
I just want to get some thermals and go coyote hunting.
people would rather you poach their deer than trap their bobcats whenever I was in high school.
I want to get thermals really, really bad. Whoa, what did I just do?
Well, Johnny, so you say that. So back when we had a lot of quail. Coons were pretty rare. If you saw a coon track, it was something because all the coon hunt.
Coon hunting's actually becoming more of a thing again.
So
A lot of people.
raccoons used to bring 20 or $25 a pelt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Nowadays you can't get $3 to $5 for a pelt. So, you may be right to a certain extent. The coons probably do have a devastating effect. And come to think of it, the biggest coons I've ever caught have been out in the prairie around native grass and plum thickets. Right where a quail would want to have a nest. The biggest coons I've ever caught. I've caught some big ones on creeks, but the biggest I've ever caught have been up in prairie country.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of coon hunters coming back out. We've ran into several.
They do critter contests now. Maybe we should just host one, just for funds. Just do 100% payout.
I'm going to that one with
somebody. I don't want to make any money. Just
anybody want to go on a tournament with me? Because this one's been a sore loser. I need someone to come hunt with me and kill some coyotes, bobcats, or fox. Preferably if you have land to do so.
Competition callings are hard.
I don't care. It'd be fun. Who cares? It's like $100.
About flushing money down the toilet.
You spend that eating, and you literally flush that down the toilet.
$50 a coon, Johnny. I would retire if I could guarantee $50 a fur right now.
In the morning and then hop on the bus for school.
If I could get
we could have caught a lot of muskrats.
$10-15 for a coon fur right now. Boy.
Up to 50.
What was I getting whenever I was trapping?
$8, $8 to $12. I think you got. I think those
I
big
got 20.
ones was $12.
No, they were 20 for those two jumbos that I caught that year. The prairie coons.
Sure?
It was $20.
Maybe that. But there was a couple years where they went up.
I told the guy wanted them, and I think he offered me like 12, like for my average large coon, and I was like, no, I'll take those home and get them canned.
Then I was mad because I spotted a dead badger laying on the side of the bridge, and he picked it up and skinned it out. Sucker was the fattest animal we've ever seen.
So I learned how to skin a badger. You're supposed to pelt them out like a beaver, not like a bobcat. But I tubed this thing out like a bobcat because I wasn't sure. And the guy was like, he's like, how did you skin that thing like that? And I was like, I don't know. It was really hard.
I thought he said he would have paid you more if it was on the carcass because
he wanted the carcass. He wanted all the claws and the skull and stuff.
Yeah. What we got like $125 for those cats. I think that was about.
Yeah, 60. I think the most I've ever got was about $250 for a bobcat. But
he said he'd check muskrats traps in the morning and then hop on bus for school. We had a ton of muskrats over by where we used to live.
Man, if possums could bring $12 nowadays, man, $12 back then, holy cow!
I used to trap most of my income as a kid.
I used to skin every possum for about $2.
170 for a fox. Man, we found a red fox on the side of the. What did we do with that? Did that get ruined in the freezer?
Yeah, whenever I had a freezer go bad that had about 20 beaver hides.
Cats or something. Yeah, we lost 18 beaver hides. Yeah, what else?
Our cats got in there and unplugged the freezer.
Twice. We saved them once. They were already thawed out, and by the second time, they were about rancid, so we just threw them out. Never sold any furs as pest control. You should sneak in there and grab a pup.
I'd like to get I'd like to catch an otter and get it tanned. It'd be one I'd like to have for the collection.
I want a skunk.
We're going to do some trapping videos coming up. Some of my trapping videos are going to be a learning experience for me because I have a standard, and I'll teach you I'll teach you the best cat set for bobcat, but a coyote will rarely step in this set. But if you want to target bobcats, I'll teach you in my videos, and I limit it out every year. Every year that I took it serious, Well, what's statute of limitations? Never mind.
Yeah, you better not say anything dumb.
Shayla would limit out too. Not limit out, but she'd get some.
I'll be checking the traps while you're at work.
She was running the traps with me, so they were hers too.
Yeah, but the only reason I didn't get out was because I didn't like the way he was doing things. If he did it a little differently, then I'd be checking them all. But I don't like tickets. Yeah, speaking of fox pups, his cousin called us. Totally would have taken one, but we were living with his dad, but they called us and they had found a whole bunch of baby skunks at their house. I wanted one to take it down to the vet and get it descented and keep it, but we were living with his dad. Otherwise, I totally would have a pet skunk right now.
Yeah, Johnny. I remember even in the early '90s, there used to be several fur buyers, whereas nowadays you just got 2 or 3 across the whole state. But like in the early '90s, I'd go with my dad to sell furs, and I remember coons bringing 20, 25 bucks back then. And then, so my dad would focus on raccoons. He would just set trail sets. Bobcats were bringing good money, 80 bucks, 150 bucks. But coons were fairly plentiful compared to cats. So he would just set trail sets, and if he caught a cat, it was a bonus. But I could set a trail set. Man, I'm definitely going to do trail sets in the videos. Man, it's all coming back to me. I'm excited for this. Trapping's. It's something. I'll tell you this. Trapping will teach you how to work the woods. If you want to know how to deer hunt, the fundamentals are trapping. Because if you can place a bobcat's foot in a trail set, then you can place a deer on a trail. Deer are easier to figure out than a bobcat for sure. Yeah, we probably got at least 300 acres that we can trap right now. I haven't even talked to some people that I think would let me.
You probably need to go soak all your traps and something.
I ordered dye. We're going to dye them.
Oh.
And a lot of my traps aren't offset jaws, so I got to put a bead on them with the welder or something to make them legal for videoing, for videography purposes. Did you order those trap tags?
Mm-mm.
So I got to tag them. I got to do everything legal. If I'm doing it on video for sure. Things that almost nobody actually considers unless somebody's standing over their shoulder.
I thought we made trap tags before.
I did tag my traps before.
Oh, you hand stamped them.
I was writing on like a little aluminum thing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was a valiant effort because you couldn't read them after one animal got caught.
It was legal. That's all that matters. I forgot duct tape when I was in the woods the other day. I was just going to Sharpie on the freaking antler or inside of his ear and say, well, it's on there. I hate that stupid crap.
What's her name? That Hardneck Wendy?
Wendy. Yeah.
Wendy from Hardneck Farms is in here.
Just sitting down for the evening.
Yeah. If we could bring back. So we had a hunt like that I wanted to do but never got around to it. What do they call those? A bounty? Where it's a nest predator bounty or something like skunks, possums, and coons.
Yeah. They did one of those down South Oklahoma, like by Purcell, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like those predator bounties would be fun.
We should go shoot all them coons. Each boy can shoot one, and then we can skin it out, and they can put it up on their wall. We'll make hats for each one of them.
I'll take them out there. I like. I've never done it. I've been coyote calling and had raccoons run up, but I've never actually went out and called specifically for raccoons. But we should do that. Take the boys out and call for raccoons, like right before dark. Just go out there and
I could shoot 22 probably.
See if we can't get them to come out of their dentures.
I need to get Huxton practicing on the.
I would feel bad though if I hosted a bounty hunt for critters and then I won my own bounty. Like if I'm hosting it, you better bet I'm gonna be competing in it. You know, I
just have a lie detector.
Hey,
there.
I could just about catch if I set 100 traps in one night. The first night I set them, I bet you I'd have 25 to 30 possums in one night.
Ooh.
If I had 100 traps to set. Possums are so dumb, they just.
That's annoying. So with Levi's deer, I accidentally tagged his muzzleloader doe on Dakota's name because of the way I hate the tag. Well, anyway, tagged it in wrong. I couldn't say like how many deer he actually shot because I don't want them to. I hate the way they do that.
Just call the biologist
I need to call him.
Fix it.
I told him.
Yeah, definitely don't call the game warden. Call the biologist.
We were just talking about how they should just make it open all year round. Trying to kids here, come get as many as you want. We have plenty of gophers too.
I know a person that can trap gophers, but
Dara Robertson, the gopher girl. That is his cousin. She's a.
Maybe we need to do a gopher catch clinic. We can go. We can go collab with her.
No, I'm gonna go with her and do a video with her.
Go do a collaboration, bring it back, and then we'll cook it. We'll make gopher and dumplings.
I don't know about that. Them things are so creepy.
Rabbits and squirrels. What's the difference?
I don't know. I have a cool coyote scene of upcoming deer hunting video. That's cool. I love watching all the critters out there while we're deer hunting.
Yeah.
I always see something interesting.
Did we ever post that short video where I videoed that beaver coming by? When I were last year during muzzleloader. So that's one thing I love about deer hunting is, you're doing it right when you see things that very rarely are seen. Just because you don't see a deer doesn't mean you're not doing it right. Like, I was out slipping through the woods when it was raining during muzzleloader a year ago, and I had a beaver come up out of the water between a swamp and the river, and I seen him cruising around in the water, so I stopped, and I let him come up, and he come up downwind of me, and he got my wind. He was so confused. That poor beaver had probably never smelled a human, but he knew. He knew he was in a world of trouble. He went, sniffed there a few times, and I got to get out of here. He hustled off, waddled off over to the riverbank, and he was gone into the river. But that was neat. I've only seen beavers. I've only seen beavers in the middle of the day, maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, interacting like that, like getting out on the bank and doing stuff. One of them was up in Montana on a beaver swamp off of the Yellowstone, and I probably an hour before dark, I seen 5 or 6 different beavers. I seen 2 big old male beavers get into a fight. I had a disposable camera. I sat there probably 25 to 30 yards away taking pictures with a disposable camera of these beavers having like the most insane interactions I've ever seen. And to this day, I don't know what happened to that camera.
I watched a squirrel.
It still bugs me to this day. I don't have those pictures.
I remember that squirrel pushing that other squirrel out of that tree was pretty. That was pretty funny. It was wild.
But, if somebody just shuts up and listens long enough in the woods, you're going to see some really cool stuff. Just shut up and listen.
No, I tell people all the time, I'm like, even if you don't want to go hunt, just get up and act like you're going to hunt and sit there because it's so cool.
Go out into the woods and just sit still and shut up long enough.
Yeah, I said that possum come right up next to me. I did post that one. Crawled right up in the tree right by me. The other day, me and Rylan we had a squirrel jump right over our head. She just pretty funny. It's pretty cool. What do we say, Johnny? Oh. Fishing on a creek.
So did you have it on the string? Did you have it on a line?
Man, I want to go bow fishing again.
We got a friend that does bow fishing. He's got a custom boat. We need to do it this time and do the video right. Like we
did it off brand GoPro and we set it up on his thing. It was terrible. It came out. It was okay, I guess, but it would have been better if we had more action shots. But that was when we were brand new at
I need to just. All I gotta do is message him like, "Hey, I'll throw $100 in gas when we go on bow fishing." He'll take us.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna want my own boat. That is so much fun.
So we didn't end up doing it this summer. Man, we're gonna have to get that on video too this year. We need to get some good video equipment, some Tacticam for the bow,
well, problem
for
is
bow shots.
GoPro.
But we need to get out there and film some. What we like to do, we do like to get on the boats and do the whole bow fishing rigs and shoot carp on a line and stuff like that. But we like to just, when the river gets low in the summer, we like to just chase the gar and the carp in the shallow water and walk a few miles and shoot them with like loose arrows, aluminum arrows and stuff.
Yeah, but we should go out west to do that because there's more fish down there. I think that's been disproven.
Oh, yeah, Wendy. Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but possums do eat ticks, but you know what eats more ticks?
Guineas.
Turkeys and quail.
Oh.
They eat way more ticks than a possum.
And I think possums carry some diseases that they can give to horses, if I remember correctly.
You know,
really bad disease.
Possums and raccoons have their place in an environment, but I'll tell you what, they do need a predator because every single time I go hunting, I see a possum. Every single, if not more than one. Every single time I go hunting, I see a possum.
I don't. I see a lot of armadillos, and I hate them things. They will ruin your hunt in a jiffy. Those things are so loud. Sound like Sasquatch walking through the woods.
Wendy, we were talking about. She said, "What does?" Was she talking about?
What does? Oh, what does eat the ticks?
Maybe.
Yeah,
because I hadn't fully
chickens.
said what I was saying yet. Yeah, so possums do eat ticks, but man, I just couldn't imagine. Like it might eat the ticks off of another possum or itself, but I couldn't imagine them being very effective. But turkeys and
so what eats more ticks? Turkeys, quail, guineas, chickens. They love sitting there pecking the ticks off the dogs. Possums kill chickens. Yeah, I hate possums. We had something eat our chicken a couple weeks ago. All was left was the legs. I'm assuming it was a possum. The boys set up a hammock out in the chicken coop, and they said they were going to sit out there and kill it, but they haven't done that just yet. Raccoon urine is bad for horses. Possum feces kill horses. Oh, okay. I don't own horses, so I don't know. But a friend of mine had posted that a while back, and I just remember seeing something about possums. Tons of turkeys on the farm. So there's also these little tick tube things, like if you keep all your toilet paper and your lint, you can, I think you soak the lint in permethrin and you stuff it in the tubes and you just toss them all over your property. And then the idea is that the mice will go grab the lint covered in the permethrin, they'll take it to their nest, and then they're the ones who actually start the tick infestation, and it's supposed to help with ticks. I haven't tried it yet, but I have like 4 years of toilet paper rolls saved up and about 2 or 3 Walmart bags of lint.
Yeah, we're going to get off of here as well. We've normally we get off at an hour, but we had some good conversation going, and interaction with people, so we stuck around.
Well, that's good, Wendy. Them possums are mean. They'll rip the legs off of them while they're still alive and eat them. We had one chicken attack. We called her Gimpy for a long time, but we ended up losing her later on. But they're nasty little creatures. Tom killed 2 of them gophers. They're destroying our farm.
Luckily, Wolverine killed all
I
the
don't
possums.
remember-
Wolverine went on or not Wolverine,
Skunk.
but not Wolverine, but his daddy
Fisher.
Fisher went on a killing spree. I mean, skunks and possums. He was bringing them home like every day, killing them.
Mm-hmm.
He was a possum killing dog.
Wendy, I don't know what she charges. I don't remember. I have no idea what she charges. She'll do like a 1 month program, but she'll get them for you. And I don't know if she charges per gopher or just for 1 month of service or how she does it anymore. But you can call her up. It's the Gopher Girl. She's got like 2 G's. She's all over Facebook. But
You're gonna have to go follow her around and video one day.
I know.
Do a
I started
video on
planning on it. Her husband and her dad actually quit their jobs and they're helping her do it now. So she's full time.
Trying to hire me. Boy, and I love
She tried
trapping.
to
I
hire
probably
me.
ought to do it.
But I'm like, man, I just don't want to commit because I don't know what's going to go on the farm. Like my killer dog got out yesterday, and thank God I pulled up right as he got out. So that worked out. But, you just never know what's going to go on around here. Can't leave too far, too long. But
All right. Well, y'all get over there and check out Trey's live. He's probably going to be on there for another hour, I bet, at least.
At least, yeah.
So go check out Trey, Our Louisiana Life. And we're going to sign off of here. Thanks for the interactions and the likes and the
Comments and
the conversation.
Yep, we enjoyed it. See you guys on the next live. Bye, guys.